A small force moving in around the side right here. Looking to see what they can see, which is very, very little. Going to take the sensor tower out. At least that'll get rid of his early warning mechanism. Whether or not it was worth investing for so much, I really do not know. Cast's aerial superiority force is still sticking around. Right now, actually, he waited so long that Keldaris managed it. He takes out one. Point defense drone, nice placement there. That point defense drone is making so much of a difference here. 6 Vikings on the way. Another battle cruiser for Scan. 2 battle cruisers. Has his opponent got any idea what's coming? Not looking likely right now. Keldaris with more nuclear missiles. Nuclear launch detected, ladies and gentlemen. Needs to get the hell out of the way of that one. But look at that. He's using it as an opportunity. Doesn't take anything out with it. An unfortunate investment to take out a single missile turret, but it did drive them back. Can he follow it up with anything, though? He really... Yeah, he's trying to. He is trying to. It's a little bit late, in my honest opinion. It's good firepower coming in. Air superiority is still now in the favour of Cast, though, especially with that point defense drone up. Big casualties taken on either side and shelling across the ravine. It's not really a ravine. It's a little sculpture, I think. But hey, there you go. Just shoot shells at each other. Hope for the best. More nuclear missiles on the way. Where is Wally? Where is that ghost, folks? Where is it? Nuclear launch detected. Where? Where's the freaking... There you go. Gonna drop it on there. Can he see it? He can see that just tiny little dot right there. He moves away. Nicely done. So no damage on the nuclear missile. But he's able to drive that back. Again, Keldaris has got to capitalize on that. If he's going to use it to force his opponent to undeploy, he must follow up immediately. He can't wait. 1 battlecruiser goes down so fast. 2nd battlecruiser getting torn apart by the Vikings. Unfortunately, Keldaris is losing his air superiority. 27 Vikings, ladies and gentlemen, is what we're seeing right here. Cast has massive air superiority right here. Blasting his way through here, and the forces of Keldaris are folding as a direct result of that. Nuclear missiles are being bought, but what are they going to do? What are they going to do when the Vikings come for you? These ain't lost Vikings, folks. These are very much found. Pushing their way through, and nothing is going to stop that. 5 battlecruisers to back it up. Air superiority is the name of the game. He has 33 Vikings. God, they could just go on the ground and blow up that force if he so wanted to. Come on, Cast, go for it. Go and do some damage with that stuff. More nuclear missiles available, folks. There are three available for that force, but what is he going to do with it? Again, those nuclear missiles have proved to be ineffective. Nuclear launch detected from somewhere. I don't know bloody where the goddamn nuclear weapon is. There. Okay, there it is. And it did basically nothing. There you go. God, finding nuclear weapons is a pain in the ass. It doesn't appear to actually show up on the map. Either that, I'm just not paying proper attention. Cast able to repulse Keldaris there. But again, you've just got such a superior force right there. You've got 7 battlecruisers in the air now. Top left, folks. An SCV back. What the hell? Duel of SCVs right here. Jesus. Cast is like, I've got spare SCVs. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with them. Come on, move out the superior air force of doom. Go for it. There we go. Finally, he's going to roll over him with this. So many torpedoes firing off right here. Nuclear launch detected once again from Keldaris. Keldaris, no, not happening. Scans him out and eliminates it. No nuclear for you. Not going to happen. Battlecruisers say absolutely not. Big damage coming in from the laser batteries, the battlecruisers, and those Vikings are dominating the air. Keldaris trying to respond in kind. I don't know why he's trying to do that, honestly. I'd be breaking out some serious Marines. Or, hell, even get some Thors in there to do big damage to the Vikings. Just throw them in there. You're not going to be able to counter him in the air. Look how much he's already got. He can take you on the ground with those many. 6 more battlecruisers on the way. The entire map mined out by the looks of it. He's... We are going to mine this command center and we don't care who hates it. No, you don't have enough Marines for that. Not going to happen. Cass takes him out once again. Honestly, this is just over. I mean, really, what is Keldaris going to do? Nuclear missiles not rendered effective. He lost out on a few opportunities there, and all that's going to happen now is that Cass is just going to roll over each and every one of those bases. Keldaris looking to equalize in terms of the amount of Vikings he's got. But again, there are battle cruisers in the air, which doesn't make things all that easy for him. He's just lost an expansion. Yamato cannon fires. Bang, bang, and again, there we go, taking out 2. No way, you do not have enough. You just don't have enough. Cast knows it. Cast still has firm air superiority. Terran ship weapons level 3. There goes another Yamato cannon blasting its way through the command center. Another expansion eliminated. Income-wise, Cast is streaming ahead right here. Kildaris just... I'm surprised Kildaris hasn't given up by this point, honestly. This just seemed to be firmly in favor of him. He's building an awful lot of Marines, which is good. Lots more Marines. Hopefully try and get some nuclear missiles off there as well. But I'm just not convinced, because this is going to be the reckoning right here as torpedoes streak across the skies. No Ravens either side. Hero Marines die so very quickly. Laying in a charred heap of ash on the ground. Stim Marines from the side. Try to take out a single battlecruiser, but look at the amount of armor those battlecruisers now have. That's benefiting them so very much. Good game. GG. Kildaris. He loses it, and Cass takes that one. God, Terran versus Terran takes so freaking long. Oh. Nicely done. Very nicely done there. Such mass air. Steps of War, says Kildaris, for the next map. Sounds good to me. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. Congratulations to Cast right there. Nice to see the battle cruisers coming out at the end of a very long economic intensement game. Economic intensement, that's not a word. We'll try it again. An economically intensive game, folks. Yes. It's good stuff. Cast takes it. He's up 1-0 in this best of 3. If you've just tuned in, welcome to Shoutcraft. You are tuned in to a broadcast. We're going to be doing the UK StarCraft Diamond League tournament at the moment. We are witnessing the Terran versus Terran madness of Cast versus Kildaris, which has resulted in an extremely long freaking game. Would you like to see graphs? Yes, you would. Of course you want to see some graphs. Look at that. Yeah, there you go. That's a resource collection rate. Fairly equal up until this point right here. More casting, folks. Delicious. Please don't make the game as long as that one. Because if that's the case, it'll be the last game of the bloody evening, because they're wearing me out, I tell you. You know what? I will treat myself to this delicious club of biscuit. And it is a good biscuit. Okay. Right. Okay, Kildaris is going to take 4 minutes off, so I'll switch over to my other screen. There we go. Let me check on the stream, make sure everything's alright. If you've just tuned in, welcome to the madness. It is delicious. I'll play some more music, I think. Sounds like a good idea. Some odd funk. Sounds like a plan. Here we go. Oh, yes, indeed, folks. So they decided to get going without letting me know. God damn it. There we go, folks. Okay. Second game right here on the Steps of War. I'm set up properly. Yes, excellent. Good. Okay, cast in the blue trunks down to the bottom left of this particular map, and Kildaris in the green trunks up to the top right. Okay. You know, if you were just going to pause, you could have given me a few more seconds. God damn it. It's cool, Tiles, don't worry about it. Chill out. Always ready, just sometimes caught unawares. I can finish reading the rest of my book while we wait for you. Allow me to read from the Book of Logar. Korax had also seemed so taciturn, so devoid of passion, that this warrior lay beneath the albino facade was a horrendous revelation. The claw tips spitting with crackling power fields were fingers length from Logar's face now. I will kill you, Logar! I know, he spoke through gritted teeth, feeling strength bleed from his bones, but I have seen what will be. Our father, a bloodless corpse, enthroned upon gold and screaming into the void forever. Yes. You know, you can start the game now. That would be great. You know, I always thought Logar was a bit of a pussy. If you don't know who Logar is, Warhammer 40,000. You should know, because that's what this game ripped off! Terran would be the Imperial Guard, with Space Marines. Zerg would be Tyranids. Protoss would be Eldar. There was blatant influence there. I wouldn't necessarily call it a rip-off per se, but if you tell me at least an Ultralist doesn't look like an old-school Carnifex, then you are a liar, a cheat, a cad, and a scoundrel. They're both great, but hey, you know, you've got to acknowledge the blatant influence there. Sadly, Warhammer 40,000 Dawn of War not quite as good to cast as StarCraft. Not as well balanced either. Relic have this thing. Now, I love Relic games, don't get me wrong, but as soon as Relic makes an expansion pack, you can assume that the entire game's balance is going to go to hell. For instance, I would like to point out the example of opposing fronts for the particular game, which you might know by Company of Heroes, yeah. An entire faction that is entirely useless. Yeah. Entirely freaking useless. Oh, man. Anyway, if viewers want to participate in the next tournament, by the way, go to ukstarcraft.net. You can apply to get involved in these tournaments. Go support the UK StarCraft scene. Cast is jamming his drill up the backside of that particular SCV there. Not a pleasant experience, although I've heard some of them do enjoy it. I'm not going to judge. No chance at all. Kildaris also has a look around, but he's a little bit less violent about it. With a pacifist there. Cast with a Marine. Kildaris also coming out with a Marine. At least this map isn't quite as large. Maybe it can't go on as long. It probably will. Factory coming out for Kildaris, making no effort to hide that one whatsoever. And Kildaris also setting himself out with a bunker. No factory yet for Cast. It's a very quick factory for Kildaris, isn't it? In comparison. Cast going for the two refineries right there. Pretty quick. Straight into factory. Might be looking to then go straight into a Banshee. Certainly a possibility. Obviously, you limit the amount of Banshees you can really pump out if you've only got a single gas extractor. Not by much, admittedly, but a little bit. Gas this early on indicates some cool upgrades, maybe some siege tank play, early on mechanized play. We'll see. We shall see. Still haven't taken that one, though, Kildaris, have you? What's his follow-up to this? Tech Lab? Are we going to see Starport? Not yet. Doesn't have the money for it anyway. Or he's going to go straight into siege tanks with that Tech Lab. We will see. We'll find out momentarily. Cast going straight through there, so he is going into Raven and Banshees, I would think. Those of you wondering, yes, I was joking earlier. Why would he build a Raven? Well, I can't imagine. There's a couple of reasons. It's handy to have, let's be honest. Nice to have the detection against Banshees, particularly. Also nice, of course, to have the point defense drone if you get involved in an air war. Can make the difference. Infernal Pre-Igniter coming up for Kildaris right now. Looking for some harassment with the Hellions. Is it a good idea? Actually, yeah, it is, because his opponent does lack quite a lot on the ground right now. He does have a siege tank coming up. Doesn't have the siege tech for it as of yet. Viking coming up for Cast. No sign of Banshee play yet. They might not even bother. Single Hellion moving out. Now, when is that Infernal Pre-Igniter going to finish? Not quite in time. A little bit of scouting there with it. Why not? They're ideal for it. Neat little buggies. Little dune buggy. No, you don't want me to sing that. That's a terrible plan. Oh no! You're gonna get barbecued if you're not careful. You know, it does take quite a while for a single Hellion to kill a single Marine, though, doesn't it? Without Infernal Pre-Igniter, anyway. Once you've got that, it's just GG, you know? Doesn't take too long. There's the upgrade. Engineering Bay coming up. We've also got a missile turret for scan already, I think. I'm fairly sure I noticed one of those. There you go. Expansion for cast as well. Like I said, Terran versus Terran is just... It's difficult to make entertaining early on without making stupid jokes. Raven coming on for cast. There we go. Handy to have. Like I say, his opponent not really showing any signs of Banshee play at the moment. Hasn't even bothered to put a tech lab on that right now. Focusing on Hellions. Does he have enough while looking for a Hellion drop? A smart move. The siege tanks are out of position. Marines out of position. Any stim for those Marines? Not yet. So, yeah. But have a look at this. Unpleasant. However, he could drive the Hellions right into the center right there and have the siege tank deal big damage to that siege line. But, yeah, I mean, the Hellions will be able to get in there. You need to get into the line. But look at how much... Cast has done a great job of building against this very strategy. He's played SimCity to build this ring right here. Those Hellions are able to do very little as a direct result of that. Concentric defense ring built by Cast. Really great. Well done to him. Indeed, after he noticed the Hellion coming up so early with the tech lab on there, he might have assumed the Hellion harassment was in order. His counter to that involved simply building defenses, building up the buildings around that, and he did a great job as a direct result of that. Okay. What do we have? A couple of siege tanks and some Marines. Are you going to gun down the Ursadak Calf? More to the point. No, they're not. You know what? These don't have a lot of polygons on them, are they? They're quite low resolution. Kill the cow! Not gonna happen. You know what would be nice if a caster could just kill the critters on the map? You know, if you're a player, obviously you keep clicking the critters, they tend to explode. These don't tend to explode if you click them as a caster, which is extremely disappointing. You'll be able to influence the world in some way. Terrible. Okay, what's going up? Right, Kildaris. Second one of those. Looking for air superiority, already got a reactor up. His opponent is looking for ground warfare right now. Got a Raven up. He's got a Viking up. He's got a Marauder, 11 Marines, 3 siege tanks, more on the way. In terms of Marauders and siege tanks, combat shield and stimpak coming up too. I wonder what that air superiority is really going to gain Kildaris. Obviously, with those Marines on the ground, it's going to make it difficult to get the Vikings over there. It will deny his opponent the ability to build too many of his own Vikings. Get back into an aerial war. We saw Cast got amazing air superiority at the end of the last game. That was a lengthy one, good lord. Long, long-ass game, no doubt about that. Wow. Took bloody ages. It's to be expected from economy-intensive TVT games. Cast with a command center looking to expand once again into this area right here. Very passive play so far by both sides. Neither really wants to go in. Can any of them go in right now? Well, we can try and find that out. It's looking unlikely, isn't it? There's no real line breakers right here. Those 4 Marauders aren't necessarily going to tip the balance between the two, because otherwise they're pretty equal. Kildaris has more aircraft, though not by much. What's the building looking like? Well, Cast is focusing fairly firmly on his economy. He's got a pretty good force to roll out, but will he be able to do anything with it? Not really. If he runs the gauntlet of those shells, he's going to take big damage as he goes past, and then that'll pretty much be it. And of course, Kildaris has that air superiority. Not by a huge amount. Will the Raven make the difference? It could, but I'm thinking no. Oh, nicely done. Catches the Hellions out of position right there. Couple more available. Cast loses his Viking as well. Kildaris has good view right here, and more to the point, without... All he's going to do here, Caster's going to have to scan in order to fire up the cliff, because he can't get anything up in the air right now. A useful deployment of a sensor tower will give him a little bit of view right there. Once again with the bloody spazzing out with that, wow. Again, another Hellion drop. The question is, what are you going to drop it on? You could drop it here. That would do pretty well. We'll see what happens. Decides he doesn't really want to bother. We're just going to run the old-fashioned way. Was it spotted by that Marine? It was not, I don't believe. Got a little bit of visibility there, too. Unit count. Kildaris now with firm air superiority, thanks to 8 Vikings. He's not really able to push that advantage home, though. Doesn't want to go up against Cast's 15 stimmed Marines. He might lose quite a lot if he does that. One of those Marines and a single Marauder out there just to keep an eye on things by the looks of it. Cast has a look at Kildaris. There comes the drop. Drop from the rear. This could work fairly well. He's going to lose the medivac to that, no doubt about it. But he can do some good damage to the mineral line. A quick response there from Cast. Not too good, was it? I say, honestly, he needs more Hellions if he really wants to be able to drive that advantage home there with the harassment. Doesn't have them right now. Incidentally, folks, I think this is going to be my last game. Just for the time being. I'm trying to get back into the rhythm of things. A little bit tired, honestly. Wearing my throat out. I also have more work to do. Sadly, I've still got to get Steam Deals video up. I'm so freaking busy these days. You know, I would like to play some video games, but I never get the time anymore. People wonder why I'm so awful at StarCraft. Just, when do I get time to play StarCraft, man? Seriously. Anyway. 13 Vikings up in the air. What is Kildaris going to do with it? You know, Kildaris, you could actually go and harass with that. Look at, you know, just drop them in the mineral line. You could gun down those SCVs so fast. And the response would be not so rapid. Bear in mind that you've got this nice little area here you can escape to. Dropping the Vikings into ground mode is an underrated idea, really. It's not. It is done. It's just I don't see all that many people doing it too often. It's a great harassment strategy. 5 Vikings now up. Armory on its way as well for both players. Armory up for Cast. We're going to see whether or not he bothers to go for Thors. You see, there we go. There's the drop. Slices those into tiny pieces, and that... No! He's saying no, now he needs to be up in the air to avoid that. Didn't take big damage to his Viking force, though. In fact, I don't think he actually lost a single one. So that was a good drop. And once again, drop down there, nail them, and get the hell away from the slow-moving Terran forces right there. Inflict some damage in the orbital command center. Not entirely good enough, and here come the Marines. Ah, that's up, but he drops 2 down to deal with it. Take that turret. Up in the air now. Up in the air. Nope, sacrifices them. Don't really know why, honestly. You know, he could have just run away from that. A little bit of unnecessary use of his Vikings, in my honest opinion. Good to take the missile turrets down. It was just an unnecessary loss. Small scouting force by Cast looks to run the gauntlet. I would recommend against that. You can try it if you like, but it's going to end in pain. Cast has a force, though. Taking the fire on the tougher siege tanks to allow his Marines and Marauders to pass by. A smart idea. Kildaris moving in with now 12 Vikings versus the 7 of his opponent. There are Marines on the ground, although not a huge number of them. At least not in that area. Cast sitting on 14. More on the way. Still no sign of Thors or anything like that. A little bit of AoE firepower might be helpful here, especially against the aircraft. And, of course, it would be good against the siege tanks, too. They do a lot of damage to them, though. You've got to bear that in mind. You've got to back them up with something. Okay. Kildaris, what are you planning on doing with those things? Do you just want to make a little pretty pattern, or are you going to kill something? I think that is the question that is on our lips right now. It's certainly the question that's on mine. Inflict some pain and suffering on your opponent. What's the economy like right now? Right now, Cast with reasonable map control, 4 functional expansions. Looking once again for some damage. There we go. But all he's doing is killing point defense drones. Does he have the units to go in and actually annihilate his opponent? Not really. It's going to be expensive one way or the other, and that's the problem. You know, that's his real issue here. He doesn't want to run in there because most of his forces have been invested in Vikings, you know. So he's got air superiority, he's just not using it for anything. Kildaris could be attacking right here. If he went down on the ground, he could gun all of those down. The defending forces are way out of position, so he could do big damage to the line here. He could attack this line right here and take maybe 1 or 2 Vikings loss at most. Like I say, not really using the ability to land those Vikings effectively. More starports on the way. No sign of a fusion core yet, though. No battle cruisers on the way. 2 more factories for Keldaris looking to pump out some more siege tanks. Cast just sitting around doing very little. And there's that Thor, finally. Finally a Thor out for Cast. He's going to need a few more, admittedly, but hey. It works, it works. Is that me lagging the game? Oh, God, here we go. It's a brief freeze there, no two. Not a big deal. Can you tell I'm tired? Yeah, pretty much. No, Cast, you're not allowed to build a bunker there. It's against zoning regulations. You know, there's not a lot of point in having a force of Vikings if you're not going to do anything with it. At least you can shell that missile turret right there. I mean, look, you've got 20 Vikings. Go to a drop there. Absolutely. Yeah, I know you can kill a Viking right there, which is good. If you look at units lost, this has been going on for quite some time. 22 minutes now, and barely any loss right here. I just don't see why he's not dropping in there right now. Okay, maybe take down another tower, then go for it. Surely you're going to go for it now. Surely. Really? What are these for? I have to ask, what are they for? Window dressing? I don't like to criticize players because they're always better than me. There's just so many missed opportunities here with this massive force of Vikings. It is so much damage when you've got that many numbers. I mean, look, all that's defending this is that. And 4 Marauders. They would die so quickly. More siege tanks and more defenses. Seeker missile on its way. Huh. God, if he hits with that, I'm going to be very joyous. Just simply because, oh look, it's this great bunch of Vikings. Suddenly Seeker missile out of frickin' nowhere. 3 Ravens on the way. And was I only saying earlier that I haven't seen enough Seeker missiles used lately? It's bloody artillery warfare going on right here. Scan! Scan! Shell! Scan! Yay! More Ravens, come on! Yeah, I would love to see some Seeker missiles go in here. I know, I try not to show bias, but what we've also got right here is a nice drop from Cast manages to move in with a force that annihilates an expansion from Keldaris right there. Again, bypassing the main siege line. Very effective. What did he do with the Vikings? Not an awful lot. Those Ravens are almost on their way as well. The Ravens are constructed. Corvid Reactor will be up soon, as well as the magical, mystery, wonderful Seeker missile. Splat, splat, and splat again. So much shelling. Funny thing is, he can't actually see up there, so he can't really shell. And Keldaris is losing a fair amount of things there. Now, I want to see those Ravens. I want to see the Seeker missiles go off. Depends if Keldaris is quick enough to avoid them and how they're actually deployed. Bear in mind that these things cost a lot of resources, 125 energy, so we're waiting for a charge right there on these Ravens. Keldaris' large fleet of Vikings proving to be fairly ineffective so far because he hasn't really done anything with them. 15 Vikings up in the air now for Cast, and if that Seeker missile goes off, then yeah, you're in trouble. There's no doubt about that. You are in serious trouble if it's able to inflict even a modicum of AoE damage. There's the Ravens. Energy. Getting close. Not quite there yet. Built the Ravens, unfortunately, slightly too quick because they didn't actually benefit from the Corvid Reactor, I don't believe. You only get them when you build it. I might be wrong there, but hey, there you go. Raven. 110 energy and climbing. Thor gets a couple of pot shots right there, and that was good. Look at how effective that was. A lot of missiles going into the middle there. This is going to be a decisive air battle. The question is, what does he have to follow it up with? Because his opponent's got 16 bloody siege tanks. Look at that. Absolutely ridiculous. One taken out. There we go. Look for the aerial engagement. Seeker missiles, ineffective. Looks like they fired them all forward. No, maybe. No, he didn't. They actually used them on point defense drones. Never mind. That's unfortunate. But then again, he was looking to try and get the advantage in that particular air battle. There you go. Vikings. It's a Viking duel right here. 19 Vikings left on Keldaris' side. 30 for Cast now. Cast just pumped out a bunch of Vikings. More of those Ravens on the way as well. I wonder if he's going to actually use them for something. This is just a silly situation. Thing is, Cast firmly advantage right now. And he knows he can push it. He can annihilate the Air Force of Keldaris. He's looking for it. He can get it. And there's no Raven point defense on Keldaris' side. All Vikings annihilated. Now he's down to siege tanks. He needs something that can attack from the air. Ravens with Seeker missiles will be able to pick them off. Thing is, I think he's going to need 2 Seeker Missiles per, because those things do 100 AoE damage, so he's going to have to fire 2 of them off in order to do big damage with that. But, of course, it is effective because these guys are deployed. See right there? A Seeker Missile, a couple of Seeker Missiles there would eliminate 4. And also here, big line. Nice and bunched up. Big shelling coming in from the side as well, as the artillery warfare continues. So many Ravens! Seeker Missile, nope. We're going to deploy turrets. Ah, nice! Look at that. Deploying turrets to make them shell their own. Weakening them. Nice play. Very, very good. Sneaky, sneaky. I've seen this done before, actually, with the infested Terrans. Now done with auto turrets. That's a good play. That annihilated the flank of Kildaris. Kildaris in a bad way right now. Losing a lot of siege tanks there. Cass still doesn't have the ground forces, but it doesn't necessarily matter, because he is exploiting that air superiority as much as humanly possible. We need to see those Seeker Missiles. Doesn't, again, quite have the energy. They're so pricey. That one almost has the energy. A Seeker Missile right here would soften it up. What's he looking at for ground forces? Kildaris is now building Thors as well. Again, it's a back and forth in terms of what they're building. More Thors on the way, Marauders and Marines. Banshee as well. 3 Banshees, a good plan. I'm surprised we haven't seen them already. Took them quite some time to figure that one out. Yes, indeed, folks. This is quite the battle and quite the standoff. Okay, we have some Seeker Missile energy. Will he bother to actually use it? There's just such an opportunity there. Shelling once again the artillery warfare. Siege tank versus siege tank. Still a lot of money that needs to be spent on both sides, honestly. Really has to be done. And here we go. He's going for it. What's he going to do with it? He's going to wipe out that force. Is he going to drop the Seeker Missiles as he passes? Or is he going to use auto turrets? 1 Seeker Missile! Boom! There we go. He's going to need more than that. 2 Seeker Missiles impacting. And we're going to set up some auto turrets right here. Needs to get them closer to the siege tanks, though. There you go. Dump them in the siege tank line. That's the way to do it. So many auto turrets, folks. And now down on the ground, once he's neutralized the ground defenses, he can use those Vikings to claw his way through his opponent. There we go. Thor, riddled with bullets. Yes, indeed. Cast on the ground at the moment. Good game. There you go. Cass takes it. Nice play with the Ravens. Very good indeed. Oh, right, okay. Cass takes it 2-0 in this particular tournament, folks. I think I'm going to have to make this my last match, honestly. Getting a little bit worn out, and I do have more work to do tonight. Hopefully you have had fun with today's Shoutcraft, however. Thank you ever so much for watching, if you're watching on YouTube, and if you're watching on Justin TV. You have been, as always, a stellar audience. I will be back next week. Same time, same place, maybe same channel, maybe not. Keep an eye on the thread, and of course any constructive feedback you can leave to improve the show would be very much appreciated. As regards to those games with not Damarga, God, I've already done Damarga, Jesus. Machine and White Raw, I might schedule a special cast for them. So keep an eye on my Facebook, keep an eye on my YouTube, keep an eye on my thread. I might cast the rest of those games. I like doing everything live, so you know what? Hey, we'll cast the rest of those games live. I know they've been done before by other people, but people did seem to enjoy them. So once I've got a bit of energy back, I think we'll cast the rest of that series for you. These VODs will be going up on YouTube over the next few days. Again, thank you ever so much. You are, as always, an amazing audience. I will see you next time. Oh yeah, and by the way, if you want to continue watching this particular tournament, you can do that. Head on over to ukstarcraft.net. That is ukstarcraft.net. Please tell me I got that URL right. Oh god, I certainly hope so. Tiles, did I get your URL right? Oh, I'm gonna have to find out, aren't I? God. Let's find out, folks. Yes, indeed, PC Specialist, the people who built my machine. Starcraft.net. No, it's not right. God damn it. What's the actual address? Yes. Oh, no. Apparently your website is down at the minute, by the way. So you might want to have a look into that. Either that or my DNS is broken. Okay, folks. Was it UK-Starcraft? I don't know. I'm going to have to find out. Tiles, tell me your URL. That one is incorrect. God damn it. Team Liquid can tell me this, surely. Go, go, Gadget, Team Liquid. Yeah. What can we find on the Team Liquid forums? Do we have something about the UK StarCraft on there? Yeah, it's just down for me for some reason. You see, right here. There you go. There's a thread on Team Liquid if you want to have a look into this. Right now, the website does seem to be down. we might have crashed it, which is kind of neat nonetheless, but whatever. Oh god, I'm sorry, guys. Alright, okay. I broke it! I broke it! Yes! Whoa! There's about 6 websites are broken right now. I'm pretty happy about that. Oh dear. Whoops. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Oh, wow.